Okay, which describes the function of the third sentence in the overall structure. Okay, that third sentence is the underlined sentence, and we want to know the function relative to the rest of the text. So let's read that. Is it to state the hypothesis that Chang and colleagues set out to investigate? Does it present a generalization exemplified by the discussion? Does it provide context that clarifies why species spread? Does it offer an alternative explanation? So what's going on here? The mimosa tree evolved in East Asia where the beetle such and such preys on its seeds. In 1785, mimosa trees were introduced to North America, far from the beetle. Okay, so trees here are now in America. The beetle was over here in Asia. Okay, so they shouldn't be affected by the beetle, these trees now, right? In theory. Around 2001, Tyrannus the beetle was introduced into southeastern North America, where botanists such and colleagues had been monitoring mimosa trees. So the beetle came from Asia to America. Within a year, 93% of the trees has been attacked by the beetles. Of course, the beetles attacked the trees in Asia, so once they came to America, they attacked the trees there as well. So what's the function of this third sentence? But evolutionary links between predators and their prey can persist across centuries and continents. This is a claim. It's not evidence. It's not a conclusion. It's simply a claim. So is it stating the hypothesis they set out to investigate? No. Nothing here says they actually set out with the hypothesis. They're simply monitoring mimosa trees. It wasn't a study per se. B, it presents a generalization. Well, that's a claim. A generalization is a claim that is exemplified by the discussion of the mimosa trees and the beetle. Yeah, the example of this tree and the beetle indicate the claim. They're representative that evolutionary links between predators and prey exist across centuries and continents. This, I think, is going to be the right answer. C, it provides context that clarifies why the species mentioned spread to new locations. No, that's not the main idea. Context to clarify why they spread. They were brought over in 2001, the beetle. So that's not really the right purpose of the underlined section. D, it offers an alternative explanation for the findings of Chang and colleagues. No, we don't really have an explanation at all. Again, there was no study with a conclusion here per se. There's no alternative explanation as a result. B is the correct answer. Okay, we've got another function question for the underlined sentence within the text as a whole. So what is the underline doing? But he also sharply criticized black nationalists such as Marcus Garvey. Okay. So is it describing a direction that Cruz felt the civil rights movement ought to take? Is it indicating that Cruz's reputation is undeserved? Is it describing a controversy that Cruz's work caused? Is it helping explain Cruz's position? Let's see. In 1967, the 1967 release of Harold Cruz's book, The Crisis of the Negro Intellectual, isolated him from almost all other scholars and activists of the civil rights movement. Though many of those thinkers disagreed with each other, he, Cruz that is, nonetheless found ways to disagree with them all. He thought that activists who believed that black people such as himself should culturally assimilate were naive. So cultural assimilation, no, not a good approach according to Harold Cruz. But he also sharply criticized black nationalists such as Marcus Garvey, who wanted to establish independent, self-contained black economies and societies, even though Cruz himself identified as a black nationalist. So he not only fought people who were kind of different opinions, who wanted to assimilate, he fought people where the opinion was, blacks should separate, have their own economies, their own societies, they should be independent, even though he himself was a nationalist. So he still disagreed with those who were most similar to him. So what's going on here? Is it describing a direction that Cruz felt the movement ought to take? Nothing says what movement or direction it ought to take. We just sort of see his opinions and how they compare or disagree with others. He's not really giving direction. That's not right. That's not the underlined section of the text, the purpose. B, it indicates that Cruz's reputation as a persistent antagonist of other scholars is undeserved. No, actually it shows it's quite deserved. So that's not right. C, it describes a controversy that Cruz's work caused within the Black nationalist movement. Well, hold on. Do we know this caused a controversy? He disagreed as a Black nationalist with another Black nationalist. Did that cause a controversy? I don't think any text shows that in the actual paragraph. That's not right. D, it helps explain Cruz's position with respect to the community of civil rights thinkers. Yes, it explains his position and relative to other civil rights thinkers. He disagrees with those who want assimilation, right? That's part of it. And he disagrees with those who want assimilation. He disagrees. And even if you're a nationalist, as they give another example, he disagrees with that too. So his position is generally disagreement, and that's what it is. That's the purpose, to show his disagreeing position with respect to the community of civil rights thinkers. D is correct.